set in a futuristic human society based on our own. The regimented, regulated, and bureaucratized lifestyle led by the misanthropic Phil Gish leaves him feeling vaguely dissatisfied and emotionally cut off from other people. He's surprised when a pure green cat appears in his room, a cat who makes him feel happier and more alive than he has ever felt. Hello and welcome to Liam's Lyceum. I'm your host, Liam, aka Hembar, and today I'll be doing a spoiler-free review of Fritz Leiber's The Green Millennium. Green Millennium is a 1953 standalone sci-fi novel by Fritz Leiber. It is seemingly the early 21st century. The Cold War still rages, and everyone drives electric vehicles. Robots are taking people's jobs. Phil Gish finds himself victim of the last bit out of a job. He wakes up with quite a bit of spunk. It's increased when he sees a green cat, which he names Lucky, in his window. Regardless, he loses the cat and then has some weird experiences, such as people launching mice at him and peeping on a fawn, it seems. Again, the Cold War still rages, though World War III was somewhere in there. The president, Robert Barnes, is an ultra-conservative and highly drugged and sexual society focused on morals. For example, there is a man and a woman wrestling, which many think is degenerate. It's rather sexual in typical Leiber fashion. Leiber's interest in the anima and female breasts coming through cheekily. Phil himself, who is kind of a stand-in, he's not like the most fleshed out character, but he goes through much doubt, even thinking himself crazy. It's eerily relatable. There are also supernatural elements, particularly related to the deity Bast. It's almost cartoonish with this series of events that happen here, and honestly it could be cyberpunk if it had a bit more tech and cyberspace added. This is before new wave sci-fi, but it's pretty much hippies and drugs just from the early 50s instead. And it is people like Leiber who I know influence Gibson anyways. Words that stand out because I've never read them before but knew exactly what they were: Galactic and Sockasins, which I think are kind of funny. Even a hunter-seeker from Dune called a singular missile. Of course, this is before Dune came out as well. This story made me laugh, honestly. I thought it was great, and I think some may think there's too much going on in such a short book. There are a decent amount of characters, but it's so good. Honestly, this is one of the biggest surprises for the year for me, and one of my favorite reads this year so far. But it's not very large at all. From the other novel I've read by Leiber from the 50s so far is The Big Time, and I actually like this one more, and I enjoyed The Big Time anyways. So this is a big surprise. I would highly recommend you try out The Green Millennium. It's just fun. It's just weird sci-fi from the 50s. They just don't write stuff like this anymore, and I would say that's a bad thing, actually. It's quite sad. But anyways, this has been Liam, Liam's Lyceum. I'll catch you next time.